Hello everyone. We are going to learn how we can be able to access the online resources for the Faculty of Education and Humanities. So the moment you go to your browser, you type there Ndejje University, and then the page will display, and when you go to the home page of the menu of the university, you'll find the one for the library. So you go to the library, drop down and select eResources, which will take you to a page of this nature, and we have a number of resources which you can be able to access as a user. So the moment we are here, we have a long list of about 20 databases. However, we've come up with a reference guide for your access. Among the databases, we have the ebooks, and among these we have Oxford University Press, EBSCOhost, Taylor and Francis, and then the rest are journal articles like Hinari, Taylor and Francis again, Edward Elgar Publishing, Open Edition, journals. We have the Gruter's Journals Collection, and also Wiley Online Library. So those are some of the databases which you can be able to access. To start with, we can go to Oxford University Press. And the moment you come to this page, you'll be able to type in any search of your interest, depending on your need, or you can also browse by subject because they have a number of subjects. There is humanities, and then under humanities, that's where you'll find subjects on languages, on journalism, on linguistics, on literature, and the education is not indicated, but the moment you start searching, you'll be able to get materials on education. The region is also there, so you can browse. However, now we are going to search, and let's search for education management. Okay. And the moment you search for education management, they are giving us 105,000 plus materials. So it's not that we have access to all of them. So you come to the left-hand side of the page and select only content I have access to. So the database will filter and will only remain with what we have access to. So meaning that all these materials which have remained, we have access to them, and these are equivalent to 104,000 plus. And then you can continue to filter. If you need only books, you select only books. If you need only chapters, you select only chapters. If you want to break down the subjects, depending however much we are looking at education management, but if you need to look at history, you need to look at literature alone, music alone, there are also other subjects there. If you need to look at law, and if you need to specifically look at international law, you'll be able to find materials in there. So after filtering, then we can go, for example, we can say we need only books, and we select books, so the display will be on 8,704 results. So the database will filter like that. And then if I need access, for example, this first book, the Knowledge, Higher Education and the New Managerialism, the Changing Management of UK Universities. So to take me to a page where the book is, and when you come here, we have what we call the dicta object identifier. This is a unique number for the whole book. However, when it comes to Oxford University Scholarship books, you will have to download chapter by chapter. You will not be in position to download the full book at once. However, you have also an option of sharing. You can be able to share by email, share by other social media platforms. You can be able to cite. It will give you the citation style. So it's up to you to select. These are the ones they have, so that you can be able to pick the citation. And then if you need, for example, to download like chapter 2, I'll click or open chapter 2 in another tab if I'm still interested in downloading more. And then to take me to a page where the chapter is, and then the option to download that specific chapter. So the book has 6 chapters. It means if I need all of them, I'll be in position to download every chapter. So when you come here, the same provisions are there of sharing, of citing, and permissions. So you click on PDF, and if I need a PDF and I click on it, I'll be able to download the PDF file. However, this same chapter, you can read it online if you need it online. So it's loading the PDF file, and then I'll be in position to download it and have it offline on my gadget. So that's how you can be able to access materials under Oxford University scholarship. So you have to filter until when you reach a point of what you are interested in. Remember, we've been looking at only educational management. So then as it loads, we shall be able to look at the PDF. Then if we go forward, another database for ebooks is EBSCOhost. So the moment you open EBSCOhost here, for it, it's multidisciplinary. You'll be able to access both the books, but also the journal articles. So it has both the books and the journal articles. So you go to EBSCOhost web. Okay, our chapter is here, which we need to access. That's 21 pages, so we just download it, and then you save it wherever you want to save it, and then you'll be able to access it. So that is done. So now EBSCOhost, you'll be able to access EBSCOhost here. If I need materials on literature, that will be to journal. Okay, so it's too general, but if I'm looking at materials on literature and introduction to theory and analysis, we have the books, they are there. If you need to access books, but you also be able to access articles. So when you come to the source type, that's where we are filtering from. If I need books and I click on books, ebooks and any other books, then I apply. So the database will only display the books, and then you can see. And then if I'm looking at a timeline, for example, there is a book here for 2023, scripture and literature. So if I need to access this one, I'll just click on access book now. It will open a page where the book will load online, and then you'll be able to view different chapters. And here you'll be in position to download a chapter by chapter as a PDF. However, if you need a full book, you click on the general download option. And then if you need full text, you click, rather full book, you click on full ebook. However, with EBSCOhost, you'll be required to borrow. So they're giving us maximum 84 days, but you can say, I need only 5 days. You need to have Adobe Dictate Editions. This is a software which manages the book when it's offline for you to be able to access it. If you're using Apple, you download the Macintosh. If you're using Windows, you download that. You can also be able to access these books on different apps of your phone. So if you're using Apple phone, you go to Apple Store. If you're using Android, you go to Google Play Store. And then you come back here, and if you have it, then you'll be in position to download the book. So you click on download. So it will download setup of the book. Then you double click on the setup. So which will take you to Adobe Dictate Editions page. And then the book is downloading. Okay. And then I have other books which are already, their days are running. Some are 9 days, 8 days, 4 days. So this one is also loading. So the book is here. Then I'll click on the left-hand side, I'll click on the drop-down for table of content. If I need chapter 1, if I need chapter 9, if I need chapter 11, then I'll click on the right-hand side in the up corner. There is where we have the actual size, or you can zoom it, and so which can fit your eyesight, and then you can be able to read the book. So this book will expire in the next 4 days. So that's how you can be able to access books under EBSCOhost. So if you need articles, there's no need to sign in because it will require you to sign in, but you sign in with your Gmail. So here you'll be able to access it. It has listed them according to relevancy, and it has listed on retained by default, but you can decide to display 50. But also there's something else which I would like you to know. We have the tools here under these three dots. Here you can pick you can cite as we saw it in Oxford. You can add to a project, you can share with the colleagues, you can download from here. So if it comes to sharing, you can share by Google Drive, you can share by creating a link, which link you can copy to a clipboard and share it with colleagues, or you can share by email. So you type the email address of the people you want to send to here, separating them with a semicolon, and then you send. So your colleagues will be also in position to download the same material. Then there is what we are also supposed to select full text so that the database can only display full text because some of the materials you may not have access to them. Then the timeline, you can, for the books, you can't set a roadmap, but it has to be at least 5 years. Then it will still refine and then to reduce the numbers. So it has reduced the numbers to 7,000, yet it was more than that. If it was articles, you can set a roadmap. So that's how you can be able to access EBSCO database. Then another database which we talked about was the Taylor and Francis ebooks. So Taylor and Francis, the same way how we've accessed the other databases, it's the same way how you can be able to access Taylor and Francis. It has a number of subjects. When you go here, they have come up with different subjects. If you need only education, you'll be able to go to education. If you need the languages and literature, now what I'm doing is called browsing. You can browse through instead of searching as we've been searching. So the moment you go to educate to only results under education, so they are giving us 19,000 books. However, you go to filter and select only what we have access to. So you can see we have access to 864 books. So there are a number of them here. You can see they have books up to 2024. You read the abstract. Then later, if you need to download a full book, you open it in another new link, and then you'll be able to download the book chapters or the full book as a PDF. So when you come here, you can see we have what we call the digital object identifier. This DOI is very important. So because every book has a unique one. So when you come here, they will show you the abstract and even the different chapters, how you can be able to download. So that is how you can be able to access Taylor and Francis ebooks. So you'll also be in position to download materials from there. When we go to our guide again, we have other databases. Taylor and Francis, it also has the option for articles. You can also visit, and then we have Taylor and Francis journal articles, so you can be able to access them. Then we have other databases like Edward Elgar, the Grutas, Wide Online Library. All these databases are here. So if you need to access, for example, Edward Elgar, you can open it, and also still it has both ebooks and e-journal materials. So you can be able to search, you can be able to browse. These are the subjects which they have. Education is there, government studies there. So there are a number of, the moment you go here to browse, if we need anything on psychology, you'll be able to get it. If you need anything on sociology, you'll be able to get it. Urban and regional studies. So all these materials are here, but also you can search if you don't browse, and then you can be able to access these materials. We talked about the Bruta. You can be able to, when you go to another page here on our list of databases, the Bruta's journals. These are journal articles. You'll also be able to access materials in there on different disciplines. And you'll also go to the search box and type in your search, and then you can go by subject and look at the number of subjects they have. There's arts, there is education is also there, there is history, there is the linguistic and somatics, there is the literary studies, mathematics is also there, modern languages are also there, and so many others. If you need religion, Bible, and theology, you'll be able to find it there. Psychosocial care, education and church, psychology, psychiatry and coaching, physical sciences, you'll all be able to get resources from here as far as you are under that Faculty of Education and Humanities. So the Grutas also has a number of resources. You can do by search or you can do by browsing, and then you'll be able to access the resources in there. So those are some of the databases which you can be able to access. However, as we end, we have what we call on-campus and off-campus access. So the list which we've been accessing here is on-campus. However, you can also be able to access our resources using off-campus. Off-campus is when you are using your personal data. So you are required to use the institution email which has been where you've been registered with our digits the directorate. So which is called MyLoft, and the URL address is there. So when you go to MyLoft, you'll be able to, when you log in, you'll be able to see a number of different databases, including all those we've talked about. So here they are organized in an alphabetical way. So you'll be able to, you see the Gruta is there, EBSCO is there. We've talked about it. We've talked about also Taylor and Francis is there, both the one for ebooks and the one for e-journals. And the rest, they are all there. So you'll be able also to access them from here, but you are required to only log in under MyLoft when you're using your personal data. But the moment you are at the university, you don't need MyLoft. You just need to go direct, and then you'll be able to access our resources. Thank you so much. I wish you success in your studies. God bless you.